Hey dolls, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I am doing a 3D donut design. Stay tuned and let's see the magic that we can create. Going in with my new peel off base coat from UNT, I'll tell you, this is my second attempt at these nails. The first time when I went to go file, they popped right off. I'm going in with LGNPRO's tips, these square non-C-curve tips, her rubber base gel, and her mini curing light. I'm doing 2 nails at a time, so I paint the full nail with the rubber base. Then I take the nail tip, glue it on like I normally would, making sure that it's straight with the finger. Place it under that mini curing lamp for about 5 to 10 seconds. You will see me pinch the sides of the nail tip, and that is just so that I don't have those sides sticking out over my sidewalls. Because I have a peel off base coat, I want to do the minimum filing that I possibly can, because I don't want to file into that peel off base coat and then not be able to get these nails off. So I pinch them, lay them on, and then do about 10-second cure under that mini lamp. And then I do a full 60-second cure in my big lamp. After that, I'm trimming them down to the length that I want. This is not going to be the final shape. You'll see that in just a second. So I'm taking my scissors and I'm cutting off the edges of these tips because I want stiletto. Now I do have stiletto tips, but they're a lot longer and it just seemed like more hassle. Plus I also wanted to show this technique if you don't have stiletto tips, if you have square or coffin, how to kind of turn them into stiletto. Cutting the corners off saves you time when you're filing the nails to get that shape that you want. I'm taking my 100-180 grit, using the coarser side as always, and I'm filing these into about the shape that I want. I get them more coffin than I do stiletto before laying the gel. One, I'm taking it super easy because this peel off base coat is no joke. And two, I really not worried about the final shape until I have that builder gel laid. Once I'm done doing that rough filing, I cover the entire nail and nail tip with the rubber base. Again, like I've said in all of my videos, when you're using LGN system, you don't need a primer. The rubber base acts as the primer. I'm then going in with True Nude. And this is my probably like 3rd or 4th favorite color. Like I said before, they're all my favorites, but this nude color, I feel like for all the nails that I've done, it literally matches every skin tone just beautifully. It is just a very gorgeous nude. So I start with my wet layer or my slip layer like I always do. Then I go in with a larger amount of gel. I float that on top, pulling it down to the free edge and the sidewalls. If I feel like I need more, and I did on every single nail because these are so long, much longer than I'm used to doing. So the first amount of gel that I was pulling was for what I'm used to, and I needed to go back. And it's kind of like acrylic, like this isn't a 1 bead method. Yours is a 2-3 bead. For me, it would be basically 2 beads. It doesn't matter how many times you have to go back in. This stuff self-levels so amazingly. And when you need to add more, you go right at the apex or just a little bit above, and that's where you add it. And you get your coverage and you get your structure, and it melts into itself beautifully. I am not sponsored by this brand at all, but it is my favorite brand, and I only do hard gel. Now, like I've said in previous videos, I did use other hard gels before this brand, and I'm very open to using any other hard gels. It's just at the moment, this is the best hard gel that I have found, and hard gel is my game. And if you stay tuned to future videos, I am going to do product reviews. I'm going to do polygel. I'm going to do other hard gels. I'm not going to do acrylic. I suffer from migraines and I have an asthmatic son, so there will be no monomer in this house. So if you're looking for any kind of acrylic tutorial, I'm sorry, this is just not the channel for you. After I'm done with all 5 nails, I do a full 60-second cure. In between each finger, I do a 30-second cure. I'm not fast enough to do multiple fingers at a time, so I need to cure them so that the gel doesn't move anywhere that I don't want it to. And just remember, when you're doing that slip layer, that wet layer, as I'm doing right here on the thumb, keep that wet. Do not cure that layer. You go in with that wet layer, then you go back in with the gel and get a larger amount, and you float that on top of your wet layer. That wet layer acts as a map for where you want that larger amount of gel to go. So you put that thin wet layer down, then you get a larger amount to build your structure, your apex, to fully cover the nail, give you the opacity. It's gonna go anywhere that you laid gel before it. So if you're precise with it, great. If not, like I said, point your finger down, put your finger upside down when you've laid it all down. Let gravity help you any way that it can. But with builder gel, you have all the time in the world to work until you cure this. So just don't get defeated. Just keep going. You can always wipe it off. You can always start all over. Your girl has been there 100 times. After that final 60-second cure, wipe off that inhibition layer. You don't want to leave that sticky layer that's on top of the gel because it will gunk up your files. And that inhibition layer doesn't mean you did something wrong. It's just an uncured level of gel that is there. That is any time that you're working with builder gel, soft gel, poly gel. It's just something that happens. So a second ago, I was priming my file. So what I do by priming is I take a new file and I rub the edges against an old file. Whenever you get a new file, those edges are super sharp. And when you go into filing your sidewalls and up against that cuticle and everything, it will cut the crap out of you. So you take it, rub it against an old file, and basically soften those edges so they don't cut you. I do all the rough filing, the shape, and the bottom edge of the nail. Then I go in with my fine tapered bit. And this is where I'm sealing in the cuticle. This is where I'm making sure that my sidewalls are nice and thin. I'm getting rid of any lumps and bumps. I'm smoothing out the top of the nail, getting rid of any grooves that my hand file might have left, and I'm balancing the nail. So the very middle of the nail and the apex of the nail should be the thickest parts, the highest parts. Everything else around it should kind of taper around that, should be nice and thin. I like a very thin nail. I still need that structure, especially with these are long, but I like them on the thinner side rather than the bulky side. When I'm done filing, I go straight into cleaning. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that I have to clean. And I probably cut out some more cleaning about, I'm not going to lie, like 6 times, but that's just me. After I'm done with that, I go in with the foundation gel from Beetles, and then I'm going in with a bunch of colors. I show you each brand and each color number as I go. What I'm doing is I'm laying down frosting, and I'm going in with the teardrop method. So you take a dotting tool, you make a big dot, and then you let go of that dotting tool, release the pressure of it, and kind of drag it up so it looks like a teardrop. Then you connect those teardrops, fill in the tops with your liner brush, doing like a curve. Like you can see here, I curve it into the next teardrop. So after I'm done filling in my frosting, then I take my dotting tool and I put pressure at the end where the dot is, and then I release the pressure and kind of go upwards. This gives me that like dripped frosting effect. You've probably seen it on ice cream nails or maybe even Halloween nails. But what I was going for was different colors of frosting. So pink frosting, blue frosting, and then chocolate. With something as fun as this, I wasn't trying to make every nail look the same. I didn't want them to be symmetrical. I wanted them all to fall in line with the theme, but I wanted them all to be unique and fun in their own way. And so that's what I'm doing. And I'm having a lot of fun playing with these. Then I am going in with a 3D clay, and I am making 3D donuts. This is the first time I've ever used this 3D clay. I got a 12 pack from Shein. It was super affordable, and it has a bunch of different colors. The only thing I will say is it doesn't have clear, which I see a lot of people using clear, but for me, that didn't bother me. I didn't need clear. I'm painting these anyways. So I put it on the nail. The only thing on my nail is a base coat or a foundation coat. I roll it into a ball, put it on the nail, kind of flatten it a little bit, then take the silicone tool and make a hole in the middle. Now I will tell you, don't go crazy, don't go it too fast, don't spin it. I did that the first time and spun the thing right off the nail and then had to put it back on and start over. But it sticks super easy. This stuff is so easy to use. This is the first time I've ever used it. Like, I'm thoroughly impressed by how user friendly this is. So I am taking like a nude polish from Modelones, and I'm painting that white donut. I want it to look like a donut. And then I am gonna add frosting and sprinkles. Time for frosting. I'm doing each nail on this finger a different color frosting. I am doing a pink frosting, a blue frosting, and then a chocolate frosting. After this, I was curing for 30 seconds, and then I moved on to the thumb where I started painting those donuts. Then I did a full 60-second cure because this brown is so pigmented, so dark. I didn't want to have any rippling or lifting. I know it's on such a small surface area. Probably didn't have to cure for a full 60, but I did. And then after that full 60, then I went in with the sprinkles. I was trying to think real quick if I wiped them down before I did the sprinkles. I don't think I did. I think I just went straight in. And I'm going in with like 6 or 7 different colors that I'm showing you here. Dark pink, dark blue, a yellow. I'm going in with a green. I'm going in with a sparkly purple. And then I'm going in with a sparkly blue. And I'm taking my liner brush and just in all different directions, I am adding little lines to all of the frosting so that I get the impression of sprinkles. On the brown or the chocolate frosting, some of the colors really didn't show up, so I did go back over them with lighter colors that did show up more. And that, it worked great. I think they look so cute at the end. But I just repeat this step for all of them. And then when I was done, I did a full 60-second cure. I don't think I was curing in between them. These were so small that I didn't feel like I would mess them up too bad. So I just kept putting little speckles on. And then at the very end, I did a full 60-second cure before I moved on with top coat. I top coated these with the shiny no white top coat from LGN, making sure that I got the full entire surface of the nail, including the donuts inside of the donuts. With this peel off base coat, I was able to wear these for 2 days. But I loved these. They worked great. My son had a donut birthday themed party and they were just fantastic. And I absolutely loved this design. When I was done top coating, full 60-second cure, cuticle oil. And here's the final look at this. I really hope that you guys like this design. I loved it. My son loved it. It was just so cute. Like, how would you look at this and not be happy? I don't know. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, dolls.